Probably a lot of you have heard the story of the two shoe salesmen that went from England to Africa in the early 1900s. Their job was to see if there's any opportunity to sell shoes. Very soon, one of them sent a telegram back to Manchester saying, "Situation hopeless, stop. They don't wear any shoes, stop." The other salesman sent a telegram back saying, "Glorious opportunity, they don't wear any shoes." So with that story in mind, we are going to talk about creating clients for life. But transforming your business starts first with transforming yourself. So tell me, when you look at these next few slides, which zone do you currently fall in? The first one is the comfort zone. This has to do with a sense of comfort where you feel unchallenged. There's usually low risk, low reward, and yes, low satisfaction involved. The second zone is the fear zone. Now, this is usually associated when you fear the unknown, when you focus on your problems and obstacles, when you complain frequently, when you are affected by others' opinions, and usually it leads to low self-confidence and making excuses. Does that maybe sound familiar? The third zone is this learning zone. This is when you stretch a little bit out of the comfort and fear zone, when you start acquiring new skills, when you act despite fear, when you start expanding your comfort zone, when you really start developing confidence, when you focus on increasing knowledge and identify those emotions that are holding you back, when you start seeing opportunities, and when you start facing your challenges. The last zone, and my dream is for all of you to be inspired to push into this zone after my presentation. That is the growth zone. That is where you embrace the unknown. You cultivate curiosity over conviction. Where you start mastering new skills. You find your purpose. You feel challenged. You have an innate willingness to learn. You set really ambitious goals. You conquer your objections. And you have a greater sense of fulfillment. So it doesn't matter which zone you are currently in. One truly important question I have for you is, which zone do you choose? Do you choose to grow or just stay the same? We are going to come back to these zones during the rest of this presentation. But first, I thought it best to share my own story to growth. About 5 years ago, my husband and I took a huge leap of faith, went against everything that felt comfortable, and decided to chase our ultimate dream of freedom. We decided to sell all our possessions, let go of the security of our house and cars, and really live a minimalist, nomadic lifestyle. We weren't sure if it was going to work, and we had to go into our savings, but we decided in the heart of COVID to launch our own online business, taking the best of his skills as a programmer and my skills as a real estate agent and love for training, and mashed it together to create PropCon. This photo was taken in June 2020 when we did our first live webinar sharing the power of PropCon to estate agents. And that absolutely opened up the floodgates. We really quickly started working like never before, doing live webinars, in-person presentations, and driving from area to area, sharing what this powerful tool can do. These are some behind-the-scenes images of what it really took to build our business into the company it is today. But with all this hard work, having an awesome balanced life was truly important to us. And that is why I'm joining you all live from Bali. where it's just the place that speaks to our hearts and brings out the best in both of us. And it truly helps us to live a really balanced life. Now, let me tell you, I think most of you might look at this and think, oh, but you are just lucky. I mean, you are married to a programmer and you absolutely love training. But I believe luck is where preparation meets opportunity. And this story really started in February 2018, where I really hit rock bottom in my career. I still remember it like it was yesterday. I sat at the kitchen table, really depressed and playing the victim card, right? Where up until that point, I sold property for 8 years. The last 2 years after I got married, I decided to move my business to a new area. And everything that could go wrong did. I had mandates that just wouldn't sell, or cash offers that wouldn't get accepted, or pending offers that will just fall through the mat. And between 2016 and 2018, there was also a water shortage in Cape Town. So I really felt as though I was hit from all angles, and it had a real big effect on my confidence, because I was wondering, I'm the only common denominator in all of this. Am I doing something wrong? Looking back, I realized that rock bottom was a springboard to this incredible revelation that I'm going to share with you today. Because it was out of that rock bottom that I did research of what I could do to just get out of the victim role and start living a life of purpose. It led to me discovering the concept of a definite chief aim. And in 2018, I wrote my first definite chief aim as a gift to my husband. Now, I'm going to do something that I've never done before and share this with all of you. Because as we are going to move through where you're going to write your own definite chief aim, I hope that by sharing my own story, you are just inspired to practice it, experiment, to see if perhaps this is the thing that will help unlock new doors for you. I, Leandre van Rooyen, together with my soulmate husband, will create a business empire doing what we love. We will have the freedom to travel and explore the world, funded by multiple online income streams. In return, I will contribute to creating the most magical and highest quality content for our audience and clients, working as a team and pushing the boundaries while staying true to who we really are. I will be a successful, confident, and compassionate business owner, keen to share my experiences as inspiration on how to create a life of meaning, even though I'm constantly discovering and redefining my own sense of purpose. Now, I just want to add in here that literally all of you being part of today is making this part of my dream come true. Because what I'm sharing with you all is not something I read in a book or watched in a documentary. It's something that I practiced myself in my own life. And I can vouch that it is truly, truly life-changing. And I don't believe that you just stumbled here by accident. So let's read the last bit of that DCA. Starting 2018, we will actively pursue the journey of growing into something larger than ourselves. We will be financially free to live our lives as we please, growing in our love and achieving a deeper sense of inner happiness, harmony, and synchronicity. Now, every one of those words have come true. And since then, even though I was skeptic at first, we've written many definite chief aims, every time pushing the boundaries further and further and further, and just watching like this is really happening in front of our eyes. Because it's not really about what you want. It is truly about the journey of transforming into the person where that is inevitable. So I'm going to share some pitfalls, but before I do, I want to leave you with a story from one of my old business coaches. She talked about the concept of a roof's load rating. In America, where they get a lot of snow, the load rating of the roof indicates how much snow it can handle before it gives in. And she taught me that even though you want more and more and more, you need to make sure that your load rating is able to cope with that. And if you work on yourself first, the only thing that you have control over, if you can handle more, if you've got better mentors or better systems, better workflows in place, then of course you will be able to deal with more once it comes your way. So let's hop into some pitfalls that you might have to hop over before we put pen to paper. The first one is fear of disappointment. It's something that a lot of us struggle with, where we are too afraid to dream our dreams because we think, how disappointed we will be if it doesn't come true. But I say, rather live a life without any regret than not trying it at all. Whenever I have this fear of disappointment, I imagine myself as an 80, 90-year-old lady thinking back to her life, and I want to make choices today that make her proud. I want to look back on my life and feel that I've really lived instead of playing it safe. The second one is perfectionist paralysis, or also known as procrastination. It's something that you want to do a lot of research all the time. You are just busy accumulating information. You want it to be perfect before you start taking any action. But perfection doesn't exist. And once you just start, you will get momentum that will fuel you through the rest of this journey. The third stumbling block is feeling unworthy. Maybe you are at a point in your life where you just have given up all hope for your wildest dreams to be possible. I believe each and every one of us have unique gifts and talents and special dreams that are there to help us live our ultimate lives. And if it was possible for me, it is definitely possible for you as well. The fourth stumbling block is perhaps you believe it is just too late, where you take stock of how much time was lost, how many decades you've wasted, instead of realizing that every day is a new opportunity and that it's never too late. So to illustrate that, I want to share the story of Colonel Harland Sanders. He left school in 7th grade and worked several jobs, often quitting in anger or getting fired. At the age of 40, he ran a small gas station and opened a small restaurant in the apartment next to the station. Word soon spread and business grew. And in 1952, at the age of 62 years old, Sanders opened the first Kentucky Fried Chicken, and history was set in motion. Now, I'm not saying to quit your job as an agent and to start selling Kentucky Fried Chicken, but this is just to say it's never, ever too late. What if your dreams are a breadcrumb trail to your absolute most ultimate life? So with that in mind, let's continue and dream. Let's start getting practical during this presentation. Take out that form of yours and I'm going to help you step by step to start taking action on your first dream, where you open your mind to all the possibilities available to you. And let's pen that down. So next, I'm going to share the 3 ingredients of a definite chief aim. And before I do that, the difference between a definite chief aim and a goal is a definite chief aim is a statement of purpose. It runs right down to your identity, who you are as a human instead of what it is that you want. Because it's truly about the journey of growing into your most incredible version in order to make those dreams of yours come true. Ingredient number 1 is defining what you want. Take a moment and think, what are you drawn to? In my case, whenever I was truly honest with myself, I wanted the feeling of freedom, the feeling of physical freedom, travel freedom, business freedom, and got so caught up in how's it going to happen and when it's going to happen that I did not even allow myself to go there. But think of how you will feel when this dream of yours comes true, that you're naturally drawn to. And do not focus on how or when, you just focus on what it is that you want. So let's start with that first section. Your definite chief aim for this year, if we think forward 6 months into the future, by December, I put in your name, have. What is it that you have? Take a minute or two for you to write that down. The first thing that comes to mind, don't overthink it, just go with it. The second ingredient is what it is that you are going to give in return. Who are the people that you are called to serve? If you look at this slide with all these faces and they represent your clients, who are your clients that you have been called to serve in your unique way? What is it that you do uniquely you that they need from you? What are your natural gifts and talents? What are the actions in your everyday business that bring you joy? So with that in mind, let's finish the sentence. In return, what is it that you do? Who is your target market? And how do you help them get closer to their dream? Ingredient number 3 is your daily commitment. What are those small actions that you can start doing from today that will help you get closer to your goal? Who do you need to transform into in order to embody that best version of you? So finish this sentence. Starting today, what action will you start doing from today onward? Realizing that your daily habits shape who you are. Congratulations, you have your first definite chief aim written. Now, it might not be perfect, but it's a starting point. And what I would love to invite you to do is take this piece of paper, put it in your diary, on your bedroom mirror or bathroom mirror, inside your cupboard, somewhere that you will see it every day. Start reading it, and not just reading through the words, reading it and feeling it as though it's true now. And start embodying who you need to become in order to live that life. The next part is the most difficult one. And maybe a lot of you are not going to do this. But I really wish more of you do. This part is so important and will literally only take a minute out of your day. When you've got this on your mirror, read it every day for at least the next 6 months. And to help you keep track of that, I've added in a calendar at the bottom for you to scratch out. So from July, Start scratching out when you've done it for the day and try and not skip a day if you can. Start cultivating this habit of reading your definite chief aim, reminding yourself what your goal is, what you are moving towards, and committing every day anew to who it is you need to become. What actions you can start taking today in order to make this dream of yours come true. So let's do a quick recap. The first one is own your dream. Own your dream without fear of failure. Just thinking about what it is you want, not how and when it's going to happen, just what it is you want and why you want it. Second one is to write it down, just like we did today. Third one is to read it daily. Read it daily to yourself and visualize it being true and start feeling those feelings as though it has already happened. And then start taking daily action. Like I said in the beginning, luck is where preparation meets opportunity. Move out of your comfort zone, out of the fear zone, and push yourself into the learning and the growth zone so that you can truly embody your wildest, most spectacular dreams. Because they might just come true. One word of caution as we are ending up. The road to your dream usually looks something like this. From beginning to success, it's not a straight line. You might be facing some planning issues. Maybe you fail. Maybe you have to make some changes, act some discipline, be more consistent. Just don't give up. Success is not really about reaching your goals. Success is about the type of person you transform into. Become the person who serves, and a person who serves from a place of passion and purpose. That is how you create clients for life. When you start operating from a true, deep place of passion, you will know exactly what to do, how to do it in a heartfelt way. You will start transforming yourself. The people around you will benefit from that. And your business will benefit too. It is truly hard to compete with someone who loves what they do. Thank you so much for listening to this story of mine. I hope it really inspired you to pen down your wildest dreams, to start reading it to yourself every day, taking the inspired action and just getting really comfortable with being uncomfortable. That's how you know that you are growing.